All right, what's up, guys? I just finished the book "What Is My Why" by Bijan Mason, and I'm gonna just give a little review. Honestly, it hit a little bit harder, than I expected. It's more of like a guide than I guess a stereotypical book, and it's like having a paper life coach and kind of advisor, and then like also like a creative mentor, but I guess I'm a little biased because I also work with them. But one of the biggest takeaways for me was the idea that your purpose isn't something you find, it's something you remember. It's something that's like already inside you. And the author talks about how like we bury our true passions under things like fear, doubt, society's expectations. And then reading it also made me realize how much I guess like I haven't been exuding how much energy that I could be. You should always try to put your 100% into things, and I feel like that's one of the big takeaways about the book. Um, I feel like there are a lot of things that we write off as not practical, especially in a creative sense, like drawing, writing, things like that, when those are easily avenues that we can create what he likes to call, evergreen revenue streams and such. So I feel like it just goes to show that you can't just write things off that you're passionate about because they aren't the typical routes. Um, Another huge thing I read about in the book was the reminder that feeling good isn't optional, it's essential. And one of the quotes is feeling good is the master key to success. And I feel like that kind of stuck with me. Uh, I feel like I used to think I had to grind through stress to like earn success. But I feel like after reading the book, I see now that like joy and gratitude and good energy aren't supposed to be side effects to success. They're what fuels your success. That's not the end point, that's the beginning point of your journey. And I feel like doing simple stuff like journaling, which is really prompted in the book, and like, just doing stuff for yourself, taking walks out in nature, walking in the sun, what I'm saying, walking through forests, stuff like that, or just speaking affirmations in the mirror, simple stuff like that really does shift your mindset and kind of opens the door to what you want your purpose to be. And the whole concept, I haven't really talked about it much, the whole concept of Ikigai, where your passions and your talents, the world's needs, and money kind of like link together, intersect, in and of itself is a really powerful concept. It kind of helped me realize I don't have to choose between helping people and making a living, and you could design kind of a life where you do both, where both things exists. And I feel like having that mindset in itself is really freeing and powerful. But I would say bigger than that, the most important lesson is that like you are already enough in yourself. Like the book really reminds you that you have gifts already that you were born with, that you just have to more so like refine, I guess. You don't have to be perfect and have it all figured out, but you have to be willing to try and to also trust yourself, to trust that you know what you're doing even when you don't, or more so that you can trust yourself enough to figure it out and to keep growing. Uh, so yeah, I would say read the book if you've been feeling like stuck or overwhelmed or kind of disconnected from what you really want in life, because this book will really help you with that. It's really has a lot of soul in it. It's really practical and it's very uplifting. And it reminded me that your why doesn't have to be some fancy like mission statement or something. Sometimes why is just like being yourself. So yeah, if you have any questions about the book, let me know. I'm always here. Thanks for listening to my review.